Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are a little bit late going live today, unfortunately, but a couple minutes late for the Smoliv Spotlight Hour. So we'll get into that just a minute, but we are just going to be doing our buddies and getting these battles done on our buddies, and then the Smolovs will all appear. So let me know in the comments down below if you've already done your Smoliv Spotlight Hour or whether you're yet to do it. We'll just quickly rattle off these battles with our buddy, and then we can get our next buddy in line and perhaps give it a puffin as well while we'll be walking around. Might as well get those extra hearts with it. So that's our 3 battles done. All the Smolivs have appeared for us now. Let's get catching all these lovely Smolivs. Smoliv obviously being brought out as part of the Harvest Festival event on Pokemon, which started last Thursday or Friday potentially. But Smoliv is now in fact the most newest shiny added to the game, increased chance in a way because of how many spawns are appearing, but it is still the 1 in 512 shiny odds for Smoliv. So hopefully we can click on enough where we can obtain that shiny live on stream for you, and you'll be able to see what the shiny Smoliv looks like. Now, in fact, we have actually already got one of these Smolivs. If you've already seen my YouTube short, we actually managed to get one within 3 clicks of the Harvest Festival starting. Very, very lucky on the shiny Smoliv. But we'll just go ahead and swap our buddies over, and then we can start heading down and catching these Smolivs en route. So we will put a puffin on, and potentially we can go best buddies with our Phalanx today with a use of this puffin, and we'll just start the route as well while we're here as well. So of course, Spotlight Hour, as it is today, happens every Tuesday. We did have a brand new event yesterday that we featured on the channel, whether you tuned in or not, or whether you watched it later on. Thanks for everybody who did tune into that, but it was, of course, Max Monday. So Max Monday, we all know of Max Monday previously because of social media. Max Monday was around the Pokemon GO community for quite a while, and it tended to be the day that you would max a Pokemon out to level 50 or level 40 back in the day. And now it's got a completely different meaning. Max Monday is the day that featured Dynamax Pokemon have their own sort of raid hour from 6 till 7. Featured Dynamax Pokemon will be spawning on every single power spot, and that's what we did last night. We went live for that event. It was the turn of Charmander as the first one to have that event, and we did 5 or 6 Dynamax Charmander battles before we ran out of the 3 max particles, and it was actually a really, really good event. So if you've not already watched it, make sure to go watch that live video. That's up on my channel. You can watch it after this, and it was actually a super cool event, something I'm definitely looking forward to doing in the weeks and months ahead. And obviously next week will be the feature of the brand new Dynamax Pokemon Droba, which is going to be super useful. But we'll talk a little bit more about that as we get closer to Monday, and hopefully we can go live next Monday, but we'll have to wait and see. I am on holiday, so potentially we'll have to have a week off the Spotlight Hour and the Max Monday live videos, but we will definitely be back the week after that. But today it is all about this little olive Pokemon Smoliv and it's shiny. Can we get this new shiny Pokemon on here? So we have actually got a shiny one already, Bones. So I'll show you the shiny Smoliv we had before. Obviously, Pumpkaboo is also a boosted shiny. For the first few days of Harvest Festival, we didn't actually switch on the boosted rate of Pumpkaboo. Now we have. I've managed to drop 5 this event so far, and all of different sizes, which is cool. But we managed to get that shiny Smoliv within the 3rd click. So that is what the shiny Smoliv looks like. That is what we're aiming for during the Spotlight Hour. So what we're going to probably do is put our daily incense on. Now, we won't extend it for any period of time, but we will have it going on during the Spotlight Hour. It will give us more Smoliv spawns as we're walking around. And then after that's ended, we can also put a normal incense on as well. But we are running quite low on our Dialga candy, just because of how much we have extended this daily incense to try and get those shiny glaring birds. Unfortunately, still not managed to get one. We've only ever seen 4 in total. The most recent one was a couple of days ago. A glaring Articuno appeared, and unfortunately it fled, but it wasn't shiny, so that's not too bad. We have already caught all the normal ones before. It's just a case of trying to get the shiny ones. Zapdos and a Moltres, nice. You managed to catch them both, yeah. What sort of CP range was each of those that you've managed to catch? I know the lower levels are a bit easier to catch. The higher levels are a lot less chance of catching. Low CP. Still, very, very nice ones to get. You can always power up the CP. 151 for Moltres, yeah, so not far off being a level 1 actually. Probably about a level 3 Pokemon, that one. Level 3 or 4. So they are the ones that you actually want to encounter. And 1014 on the Zapdos, so not bad at all really on that one. Probably around about a level 15 on that one. But they are definitely the sort of levels of glaring birds that you want to encounter. Have no Master Balls as well. Awesome. That's amazing that you managed to catch them with more normal Pokeballs. Or Ultra Balls, should I say. Whichever you used. Really, really good going, that is. So congrats on that. So I have also seen 2 different people today online get these shiny glaring birds. One was a shiny glaring Articuno and one was a shiny glaring Zapdos. Both of them ran, and the reason behind that is that they'd got their gotcha turned on, or their Pokemon GO++, whichever auto catching device you use. They'd got that turned on, and that meant that it got pinpointed on by their auto catching device, and being like it didn't catch within the first ball, it automatically flees with those devices. So therefore we lost out on a shiny glaring bird because they had their Pokemon GO++ on. So definitely, if you are doing your daily adventure incense, if you are, make sure you turn off the auto catching on your Pokemon GO++. Just have it spinning stops, or better still, probably just turn it off for those 15-20 minutes, however long you do your daily incense for. Just turn that off just for that daily incense, just in case there's a glaring bird that appears and it ends up running off. So you don't want that to happen. It could be a fair few months until another one to replace that one that's just fled. So definitely a word of advice there for those glaring birds. Now, Smoliv obviously is the most newest shiny in the game, and of course you can increase your chances even further of seeing more Smoliv and potentially getting your hands on that shiny by using another adventure effect. So not Dialga's Roar of Time, which extends or pauses incense and star pieces and different items like that. But instead you can use Palkia's, and that is Palkia's origin form Palkia you can use, and that has spatial rend. So spatial rend will increase the distance. So as we're stood here now, hey Luke, thanks very much for joining. Big shout out to you. But yeah, so spatial rend, as you see the circles that dissipate when your avatar is stood there on the map. So you'll see circle 1 is the spawn circle, circle 2 that you can see there is the interaction circle, and when the spatial rend is used, the spawn circle will go as far as the interaction circle does, and that means you get a lot more Pokemon spawning near you. So make sure to use that if it is a spotlight hour or community day where you really want the shiny or the candies or the XL. You can definitely get more spawns by doing that. But with this one, we have already obtained the shiny already, so we're not going to do it for this spotlight hour, but potentially in other spotlight hours that is something you'll see me use. We used it for Marini spotlight hour, similar to Smoliv, who released that out. Thanks very much for subbing, Luke. Thank you. How do I make my setup like yours, brother? When you say setup, do you mean in what way? Just specify what do you mean on setup. Do you mean YouTube setup? Or do you mean Pokemon GO setup? And in what way? Well, thanks everybody for commenting down below. So quick catch. Quick catch is awesome. Really, really nice feature. So YouTube, I use the YouTube app itself to host live videos, and from that you can do screencast, and then you can portray your screen, and then obviously you have a little, you can use your front facing camera so that your face will appear as well. Yeah, so if you want to, make sure to subscribe to me. You can comment as well. I am on Campfire as well, and I can help you set that up as well if you want to. Just make sure to find me on Campfire or on here. My Campfire name is the same as my YouTube name, Danzo Biggins, so you can hit me up on any one of those. And also my Twitter or my X is also in the bottom left hand corner of all my YouTube thumbnails, so therefore you can also shout out to me on there, and I'll help you get your YouTube set up. But yeah, it's definitely a nice thing to do. Definitely a nice thing to do, to try and video yourself and give other people something to watch on a game they love. Not everybody can always get out, so it is nice if you can't get out that you can sit home and watch other people do the event, and you can sort of see what you've been missing. But yeah, it is really, really nice. There's obviously many people out there who get quite jealous of what others get, but me, for instance, I get quite excited when I see somebody else get a shiny. So it is something that I do like to watch when I'm at home, or when I can't take into, can't do any events for myself. Then it is quite enjoyable to just sit there watching people on live, especially for people that you know or that you have some sort of relationship with, friendship with. And it is really, really nice to watch and see how they're getting on in certain events. So it's definitely something I'd advise. And obviously, it is also a bit like a free storage system as well. So sometimes you can sit there and you can go back through your old videos and you can see how you did in certain events. So how cold is it here? It's probably around about 4 or 5 degrees, I'd say. So it is getting a little bit cold here in the UK. So it was actually the first time this morning where I had to defrost my car before setting out to work. So it is getting a little bit cold. What was that on the daily incense? Bar brooch. So how many shinies have I got in total, or just of Smoliv? Obviously it is Smoliv Spotlight Hour. And of course Smoliv, oh, a huge one there. Of course, with Spotlight Hours, we also get a bonus, and today's bonus is 2 times Evolution XP, which is okay if you've got loads of things to evolve, but who wouldn't want to just catch loads of Smolivs with it being the new shiny? So I doubt many people are going to be sat at home doing loads of evolutions for the XP, but potentially you could do it as a really, really good way of getting XP. But in total, shiny wise, I've got 3,109. Now I do delete them on a regular basis. For instance, Mankey, you can see there, I've got a roughly around about 15 shiny Mankey from Community Day. I ended up getting actually 42. So I'd posted my YouTube video and I'd got around about 32 from the Community Day. And then I did a couple of Primeape raids just because I've got the free raid passes. And I ended up getting another 10. So I ended up with 42 shiny Mankey. So I always, after Community Days, I always get rid of the 0-star and 1-star shiny Mankeys that I've got. I only ever keep the 2-star and 3-star shinies from Community Days. Everything else goes in the bin. Don't really see the point of keeping them unless it's something you can do a trash trade with, something that's useful for raids. Then I don't seem to be keeping those. Well, let's just check these Smollies around here. So I'm trying to read everyone's comments down below. It's really, really awesome that people are commenting down below and enjoying getting involved with the stream. That's really awesome to see. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, make sure to don't tell yourself. It's awesome that you're joining your Spotlight Hour as well. Now, while we're down here, we are just going to jump in this Squirtle Dynamax battle. Anyone had any luck on the shiny Milk Tank? I haven't had any luck this event so far, but I have got shiny Milk Tank already in the game. It was actually featured on, I believe, a Go Battle event, Go Battle weekend, something like that, or a Go Battle day potentially, where it was boosted. So it was probably around about 1 in 20, 1 in 15, something like that. And it was available quite often during that event. So quite a lot of people got it from that. But of course, a lot of people, that was a long time ago. So a lot of people have started since then. And therefore you struggle to get these shinies after you've missed out on these events. But luckily enough, there is a lot of events now, like the Go Wild area coming up, and obviously Go Fest and stuff like that, where a lot of these shinies that loads of people may have already had because they've been playing it for so long. When you're new to the game, it is a really, really good way to catch up. So if you're new to the game, I would definitely advise getting those tickets for those events, the likes of Go Fest and for the Go Wild area, mainly because there's going to be so many Pokemon spawning shiny-wise, and the shinies will be boosted, so you can really catch up on all the shinies you've missed. And of course, the December Community Day is just around the corner as well. So if you've missed any Community Days throughout this year or last year, you can also catch up on those shinies during the December Community Day. So really, really good way of catching up. So no luck on the Squirtle, and in fact, a really, really rubbish one actually. Pretty much a middle finger there on the IVs, but the attack 10, defense 15, and HP 10, so not very good at all. probably around the 80 IV mark, 78 to 80 IV mark. So not good at all. That is definitely one destined for a bin. But luckily enough, we have got a decent Gigantamax Blastoise from that event, that weekend where they were all featured, the 3 starters were the first to be released as Gigantamax, and obviously following that event, Niantic had to change a few things before GO got released, made it a bit easier to take down and made rewards a bit better. We had the 25,000 Stardust as a reward for doing a Gigantamax added as well for GO. How do you kill? I'm guessing you mean take down Gigantamax, because I don't normally go around killing people, but I'm guessing you mean take down Gigantamax. So let me just delete these. 294. So incense now finished. Chimecho on the last one. So the Gigantamax, luckily enough, I'm the leader of my local community, so therefore I'm the one who hosts and tries to promote these events and get people to come out to do them. And luckily enough, I pushed and pushed and pushed the Gigantamaxes where I live in a small town, so I'm screwed. Yeah, so I actually live in a village. Nobody around here plays Pokemon bar me. Most of the people who add on these gyms that you can see here are just people who are passing through, or visitors in the area, or people who are on a holiday from the busy towns and cities. And therefore, I'm one of the only ones who actually play in this village. So my local town is probably around about 10, 15 miles away. And I go and play there a lot of the time. And since actively playing there and actively being part of a community, I got the reins to run it and to take over a community. So now I'm a community ambassador in that area. I'm a Niantic community ambassador. So I host all the events in that area. And with that, I try and push and push and push and get as many people as out as I can for the Gigantamax weekend. The first weekend, we managed to get 17 people out on the Saturday, which only enabled us to take down one Charizard because we were that difficult. It was unbelievable, and obviously it was sort of thrown upon us, Gigantamax was. None of us really had any decent counters or enough time to power up the max moves or anything like that, without, of course, putting loads of money on the game. So it was thrown upon us very, very soon, and wasn't given enough time for people to get ready. That is something that I reflected back to Niantic. And obviously from that, on the Sunday, more people tend to be about on the Sunday than they are on the Saturday, just because people sometimes work. You trading me too, please? I'm favourite. Yeah, so trades, obviously, I can't do trades worldwide, unfortunately, unless you're local. But unfortunately, I can't do trades worldwide or from a far distance. But yeah, so on the Sunday of the Gigantamax weekend, we managed to get all three of the Gigantamax Kantos done, of the starters, so Blastoise, Charizard and Venusaur. We had around about 22, 24 people on the Sunday join, and that was enough to take them down. And once you've done them, if they do come back around again, I would definitely say to people to do them in the order of doing Charizard first, because it's always the easiest one to take down. So do a Charizard, then do a Venusaur, because you've now obtained yourself a good counter with having that Gigantamax Charizard. So do the Venusaur next, and then the Gigantamax Venusaur will help you for the Blastoise, which out of the three, Blastoise is by far the bulkiest. So definitely do them in that order if you are to do them, if we do come back around next time. Definitely do them in that order. Are we tagging both people flying or not? Yeah, so I don't fly or anything like this, so unfortunately I won't be able to trade with anybody like that. There's definitely something I don't do. All my gameplay is 100% legit and something I'm quite proud of. But obviously, I understand people love the game and can't always get out. So I understand people who do it. But generally speaking, if people do spoof or do use spoofing tools, then I wouldn't advise it, of course. But if you do, don't go be malicious. Don't go into areas and take people's gyms just to be malicious. If you are going to do it for the right reasons. Go get regionals to help your community out. You know, people who can't travel, catch them for them. Do trades with your community. Help people get those regionals that they otherwise couldn't obtain. Help people out in raids when they're struggling. Do it. There's a right way to do it, is what I'm trying to say. So make sure if you are doing it, do it early. Appreciate those who put the effort in and do the hard miles. And I'm quite sure everybody will get along quite well and not mind if you do it or not. So half an hour into the Spotlight Hour. It seems like we've not talked too much about Spotlight Hour today, but I really like the conversation and the chat. So thanks to everybody who's got involved. Make sure you keep bringing those comments in down below. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit a like on the video. Like I was mentioning before, there's also my X page where you can go and follow me on Twitter, or X as it's now known. And although I don't post too much on there, you can always check out how I'm getting on out there as well. But mainly, most of my content is through YouTube. So as long as you're subscribed here, you won't be missing much of what I'm doing. Now, it would be really nice to get a Shiny Smoliv during this community day. So my code, I will put my code up after this YouTube video. I'll put it on my community bit on my YouTube. I do that every now and again. I'll leave it up there for a couple of days and then I refresh the code. So just keep an eye out for that. Hey, Little Williams, welcome back. Also did a raid. Did you do a Lugia raid by any chance? And did you get a shiny? Did you get a good one? See you later, mate. Thanks very much for joining. So it's very, very dark here in the UK. It's the worst time of year. They obviously changed the clocks back. We went out of British summertime into this horrible dark at sort of 4 or 5 o'clock time now. So it's really, really horrible. Not shiny, but nearly a hundo. Nice. And it has the special move as well at the moment in time, Aero Blast. That is its legacy move. So any Lugia caught during this current window where it's out on the raids will have that Aero Boost move and that Aero Blast move. And that is the best move set for Lugia. And one day, potentially, if it does get a flying fast move, fingers crossed, it gets something like Fly or Gust or something, then it might propel itself up to being one of the best. Shiny Smoliv, get in. Number 2 on the Shiny Smoliv. 1 during Spotlight Hour. 1 during the event early on. Get in. Shiny Smoliv, number 2. Is this one any better than our first? No. It's pretty much giving me a middle finger there, but we'll take that. So let me know in the comments down below, what nickname can we give for our Shiny Smoliv? Let me know in the comments below. We'll find the most funniest nickname and we will call it that. Obviously, yeah, I was just about to say, obviously, don't be too rude. And then the first comment is fart. So, yeah, try not to be too rude on the naming of my Smoliv. It is still a shiny Smoliv. It has feelings. Try not to be too rude. Fart should be his name. At least I can say my YouTube community isn't boring. We have a similar sort of funny mindset as I do. Bum Bum. I was thinking something like BMX Smoliv. Yeah, that's the one actually. BMX Smoliv. It's based on an olive and it's got sm in front of it. So why not we have Smelly Olive? There you go. What's that for a name? Smelly Olive. Smoliv. Yeah, I'm going for that one. Unless somebody else can comment down below a better one. Smelly Olive. Awesome. Avocado bean. I think that might be a bit too long for the text, to be honest. Avocado bean. That's awesome. I bet that is too long for the text. Now our incense has run out, so we will just put a normal incense on. We do have 200 of them to burn through. I don't know why I've got so many incenses. I literally keep winning them from showcase and stuff and never use them. Even on community days, I don't tend to use an incense, and they last for 3 hours. Perhaps I should start using these incenses more. So how much do I stream? So I tried to go live stream every week on a spotlight hour. I tried to do other live stream or other streams, videos throughout the week on my channel, but I have now started doing live streaming on a Monday as well for Max Monday, the new event that's launched. So make sure to join both those. Next week, I probably won't be streaming next week just because I'm going on probably a well-deserved holiday. I've not been on holiday yet for 3 years, so it's time to try and get away and just relax a little bit. But we will be back consistently every week after that for the Max Monday and the live video on the Max Monday and also on the Spotlight Hour on every Tuesday. So no matter what the Pokemon, I will be doing it. Yeah, definitely tune in. Fart if this isn't pre-recorded. Yeah, it's not pre-recorded. That was already mentioned though. So can we get another shiny, I nearly said smelly olive then, but can we get another shiny olive? No, shiny Smoliv. That's it. Can we get another shiny Smoliv before 7 o'clock? Can we complete the family before today? Let's see. Let's see if that is possible. Potentially, being that we're so close to completing the family, we might stick that Palkia Adventure effect on and see if we can get any more increased spawns. So let's go ahead and do that now for the remaining period. So let's go to our Palkia. How much Palkia candy have we got? Palakia, apparently. That's how you spell it. So Palkia, Spatial Rend. Doesn't matter which Spatial Rend Palkia you use. If you've got several, it doesn't matter. It's not like a Mega where you start going up levels because you've used that same one. Nothing like that. It can be completely random. So just any that you've got, you can stick it on, and you'll see in just a moment that the increased distance means that now that we can see all those Smolivs. So none of those we could see before. We can now see as far as we can. 96 Kamala on the 5k egg. So super far distance with that adventure effect with spatial rend. Really, really nice tool to have. And it has been super useful on spotlight hours like these where we've needed a shiny or needed another one to complete a family. It just comes in handy catching those ones that are far away. I think on Marini Spotlight Hour months ago when that was. Thanks very much for watching, Little Williams. I'll catch you in a bit. But a couple of months ago when Marini came out shiny, it had its Spotlight Hour featured the following Tuesday. And without this adventure effect that Palkia has, this spatial rend, we wouldn't have got the 2 shinies that we got that Spotlight Hour. It was 2 Marinis that appeared far out that we wouldn't have otherwise seen without it. So definitely a useful feature in these sort of spotlight hours. But super happy to get the 1 Shiny Smoliv. Can we get a second to just finish the day off nicely and finish this event off as well, because I believe this event, this Harvest Festival event, does that finish today? It does indeed. An hour after the Spotlight Hour finishes at 8 PM, it will finish. So the increased spawns of Smoliv, Pumpkaboo, obviously Shiny Increase, will also finish. So if you've not got those yet, then this will be your last chance to get them. So are we going to get a second shiny? Do we not get him run over first? So we'll just cross that road and we'll start heading back up here where there's quite a few decent spawn spots that I know about. It's definitely another reason why you should do a spotlight hour in a place that you are familiar with. If you know where all the decent spawn spots are, it means that you don't miss out and end up in an area that there's barely any spawns. Definitely head to the most spawn populated place that you can know. And then hopefully you have a better chance of picking up that shiny. So we have 20 minutes left. Oh, yeah. 20 minutes left of our spotlight hour. A third of the time remaining. Incense bringing us a nice spawn every 20 or 30 seconds. Now, obviously, the Harvest Festival does finish today, like we just mentioned, and then we have a few days where we haven't got an event, and then it is the simply groundbreaking event at the weekend. I believe it starts on Saturday, and it lasts for around about 4 days, and that event is solely around the introduction of Dynamax Drober, which obviously will be featured on Max Monday next week, and it's also just solely around Drober itself. I think its shiny is increased during the event. I might have to just re-look at the graphic for that, but definitely its spawns will be increased. And Drober is a super useful Pokemon to get your hands on. It's really useful, Excadrill is, in raids, and especially if you've managed to get a decent Shadow Drober, which appears on the Ground Grunt, then you might be lucky enough to evolve that during the event and power that up and obtain enough candy that you can max that out during the event as well. So it is a really, really useful Pokemon to use. Another Shiny Smoliv. Get in. That is a family complete. Name that Smoliv. That is the question. What are people going to name this one? We've gone with Smelly Olive the first time around. Second, Shiny Smoliv. Again, a 0-star. Shinies always tend to be 0 stars. Family complete. Really, really happy with that. Oddie's trying to get in on the action here by appearing on the incense. But family complete, get in. That is the Shiny Smoliv family done and dusted. Would be nice to get a better RV one, but I'm not going to complain too much. We can always lucky trade for a better RV one if we really want one. Mainly want a decent RV one to try and work on as a best buddy. I'm struggling to work out what to best buddy in nowadays with having so many, but we will try and obtain one through a lucky trade. But the main target was to get one during Spotlight Hour, and obviously we managed to get 2 during Spotlight Hour, which is incredible. And it means that with that early one during the event, 3rd click of the harvest event, we have now got the family complete. So we'll review those at the end, but for now we'll just collect what Smolivs we've got around here. So loads appearing around here now, and obviously with that, potentially with that spatial wren, we wouldn't have seen that Smoliv because I don't normally go up that way as well. So another reason why you should use spatial wren on these events, that you need the spawns. So 15 minutes left. 2 Shiny Smolivs during the Spotlight Hour. Really, really good success today. And overall in the harvest event, we've been very, very lucky indeed. Getting that Smoliv early on. We've had 5 shiny Punkaboos, or 4 potentially. We'll have to double check after this. And of course, getting the 2 today. Really, really nice event overall. So we'll just catch these Smolivs around here. And then we will move on as well to the next spawn spot that I can remember. But we will definitely be finding our best Shiny Smoliv and evolving it. And I'll do that as a little YouTube short video, so make sure to keep an eye out for that landing on my channel later on or tomorrow. I'll definitely be doing it this week, and we'll be able to see what the evolution of Smoliv looks like in all its 3 forms. Super happy to get that family completed during this event. It is a Pokemon that very rarely spawns out of featured events, so to get it during this event is definitely something that I wanted to do, but to get 3 at least is just incredible. I normally don't get the family complete in these sort of events. Normally it takes months and years to get this sort of family complete, or wait until it's featured on a Go Fest or a Go Wild area as it is now. So really happy to get it done during this event. 77 CP Smoliv. So you can see a few more. Try and head over to those. So just over 10 minutes now left of the Spotlight Hour. Is the time for get a 3rd? Can we get a family complete itself within the hour? That is a question. Perhaps being a little bit too greedy with that, but it would be very nice. It would definitely go down as the best Spotlight Hour I've ever had, especially live streaming at least. Thinking back, we had 2 shiny Marinis during that Spotlight Hour. I don't think we've ever had 3 in a Spotlight Hour since we've been live streaming, so would be really nice to get that record. So some of these Smolivs are playing a little bit hard to get and not staying in the ball. Most of them, however, do tend to land first ball, so it's not a super difficult Pokemon to obtain. And I am just using Pokeballs here, so the lowest form of Pokeball, and it's still staying in the ball. But obviously the CPs around here are non-weather boosted, so that does help being at a lower level. But if you are struggling, just try and use some Great Balls or Ultra Balls if you can. Now we are down to the last few Smoliv around here, and we'll move on again. Try not to forget about that one that's appeared on the incense. So we'll get a few Pokeballs back by spinning these stops, but I'm not too worried about trying to get loads of Pokeballs back during this hour. We have loads left to go at, and of course after this hour we can put our Pokemon GO++ on and get spinning stops as we walk and drive around. It is a super useful device, the Pokemon GO++, especially if you are driving around. You can have the phone and your Pokemon GO++ on the passenger seat, and you can just let it collect as many Pokeballs as you can. Bonjour, how are you? So a few more Smolivs appearing now. Is there enough time to get that? To get another shiny? That is something that I don't normally say on Spotlight Hours. Another shiny would be really, really nice. But if you are new to the channel, again, thanks very much for joining. Make sure to hit a subscribe on my channel. Be much appreciated. We did reach our goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers, so big shout out to everybody who's hit that subscribe button. But I did see a little infographic on my analytics on YouTube which said that 97% of people who watch me aren't subscribed. So let's bring that number down, hit that subscribe button, let's get that number down and get people subscribing. Punkaboo there, missing out on the Spotlight Hour action. So for the first few days of the Harvest Festival event, the Punkaboo was supposed to be shiny increased and we didn't turn it on. Then after a few days we did, and I believe the shiny rate during the Harvest Festival actually ended up being 1 in 128 for Punkaboo. Obviously a quarter increase to the normal 1 in 512. So a big increase, and you've hopefully got yourself a couple of Punkaboos already during this event. If you haven't, you only have until 8 o'clock to do so today. Now it's the second event where Punkaboo has been featured in a row. Obviously it got featured during the Halloween Part 2, where it had its custom Halloween costume on, its little hat and tie. Really nice costume. It was a costume that was released a couple of years ago, and luckily enough we managed to land on a few of those shinies of the costume Punkaboo, but that indeed was full odds. This one during the Harvest Festival was boosted, so hopefully you managed to get your hands on a couple of Smolivs, a couple of Punkaboos during this event. So 7 minutes left now. A few more spawn spots I don't know about up here. You can see a group of Smolivs appearing there. We could hopefully get to a couple more spawn spots before it finishes. I think Pokestops definitely do increase the spawn rates and the spawn clusters that you do see. So if you are in a place where there's loads of Pokestops, you'll probably get to see loads more spawns, because I think those stops themselves generate spawns. But luckily enough, there's a few spawn spots around here that I know of where we can get a decent amount of Smoliv during the hour. Now, normally we do a specific walking route, which is sort of jam-packed. Hello, Rev. How are you? Thanks so much for joining. I thought we were missing somebody in the comments down below. It was, of course, Rev. Explore 2 kilometers is complete. So what is that task? Didn't realise I'd got that task in, to be honest. So let's see what the encounter is for that. It's a Slowpoke. If I knew that, I probably wouldn't have done it, but there you go. Slowpoke for Explore 2. 5 minutes left to go of the Spotlight Hour. Yeah, a little bit late to Spotlight Hour, Rev, but it is always seems to be work that gets in the way of these things. But yeah, we have been super lucky tonight. We'll have a little bit of a review in 5 minutes time when this finishes. But let me just tell you, we have been quite lucky tonight with this Smoliv. And of course, the Harvest Festival finishes in an hour as well. So if you haven't yet got your Shiny Smoliv or Shiny Punkaboo, with that being shiny boosted, make sure to go out and try and get yourself one of those before it finishes at 8, because I haven't seen many events, or out of events, I haven't seen many Smolivs appearing in the wild, so it's definitely the best time to try and obtain this Pokemon. So 4 more minutes left. Yeah, still hunting for shinies. Hopefully the spawns won't change too much after the event is finished at 8 o'clock, the festival event. The Harvest Festival, should I say. Hopefully the spawns of Smoliv don't depreciate too much. So only a few more minutes left now into the last 3 minutes of the Spotlight Hour. Hopefully we can get to a few more Smoliv spawns. We're having to go back on ourselves a little bit now. It's a little bit annoying. Obviously here in the UK, I mentioned it before, the clocks have changed, so it goes dark. Really, the place that we normally walk, it is on a road, although it is a country road. The last thing I want to be doing in the dark is walking down a dark country road that's not lit up and meet a car head on or behind me. So trying to keep off the roads and trying to keep to the well-lit pavements, but arguably it means we have to go back on ourselves quite a bit. And that does mean we have these spells here where we've already collected all the Smolivs. Yeah, super dark. It's so annoying as well. I've never really understood why they still change the clocks here in the UK. But it is what it is. We just have to try and plan our walking routes around that. And it also means you don't get to see as much of my lovely face on the front-facing camera as you can normally in the summer months. Don't know whether that's a positive or a negative, but we'll leave that there. Not too many comments on that, please. 2 more minutes left of the Spotlight Hour. Smoliv is mainly appearing just because of that incense, but hoping to get to a couple near that blue gym there, the one that's got the shadow raid egg on, the shadow level 3. egg, hoping to get to there before the 7 o'clock timeout. And hopefully up there we can get a few more spawns there as well. And it may just be a case of shiny checking. We're into the last minute though, so perhaps we won't get there in time. But anywhere near around there with this spatial rend will trigger more spawns to appear. The last minute of Spotlight Hour. Now it's done that little glitch now where I can't move around or anything. Trick with that. Click on your buddy and jump back off. And that will unfreeze the game for you, so you don't have to turn your game off or anything like that. You can just click on your buddy and it will unfreeze and get you out of most issues. Yeah, it's crazy how dark it goes in the winter, how early it goes dark in the winter and how long it stays light for in the summer. But there is the 7 o'clock timer. No more Shiny Smolivs, and I say no more for a reason. We'll have a quick review at how we've managed to get on. But let's just type in 4-star first. Did we get any 4 stars? We didn't. Just those 2 Mankeys that we got during Mankey Community Day are our last 4 stars. And of course, a very nice 4-star Dynamax Charizard, or Charmeleon as it is now, should I say. And that will hopefully turn into Charizard during the December Community Day, where it can hopefully learn Blast Burn. That's what I'm waiting for. But in terms of Smoliv, let's have a quick look. We did manage to get 2 Shiny Smoliv today during the Spotlight Hour. That added on to the fact that we got 1 previously in the 3rd click of the event, means that we have the family complete. So family of Smoliv done, 1 star, 0 star, 0 star. So name that Smoliv, name the 3rd one that we managed to get today. Make sure to try and find a name for that, and I'll pick the best one and rename it that. But that is pretty much Spotlight Hour over and done with today. Thanks very much for everybody for tuning in. Make sure to hit a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on when we next go live. Next week, I won't be live on the Monday for Max Monday or the Tuesday because I'm going on holiday, but a week after we will pick up on the live videos and be live on Monday and Tuesday. So make sure, until then, I'll be posting loads of videos on my channel. So make sure to, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.